Yep. Alright, and here we are with another game going straight into Champion Select. We do have these two new teams here. I'm not particularly sure what the names of these guys are, but they're pretty fun to hang around with. As we're looking at the bans, first off is a Tristana ban out of the blue side. Fairly a standard ban, but I'm not sure that should have been gone so early. Definitely means a high priority on bot lane picks. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's mostly because Tristana's a really strong solo pick right now due to the fact of her scaling. What?
Really strong red broken.
Yeah, I mean, she scales really too well. And an unexpected misfortune ban. I'm assuming that, well, okay, blue team is the Zeta team and purple is alpha. But I'm assuming blue team definitely has misfortune main. Due to the
Got to be. There's no way they would ban misfortune without somebody having a misfortune main. But that actually brings up the question of whether it's ADC misfortune or if it was mage fortune. I don't know, but a misfortune and a Janna ban getting dropped. I am really confused with these bans, to be honest. Nar? Okay. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I think the Nar pick ban is actually not that bad of a ban, due to the fact that he's pretty. After the changes on Nar's Q, most players actually figured out how to play him top lane with the boomerang.
I mean, yeah, he's alright, but he is very dependent on snowballing an early lead, so if you shut him down at the start, he's really not that much of a threat, as we do see a Lee Sin ban come out, and that one's at least somewhat standard, as well as Morgana and Trist, but the rest of this has me completely confused, and I have no idea what to look for out of a first pick from blue side.
I think blue side definitely could go for Maokai. Oh, it looks like they're maybe going for a combo kind of good instead. Should be fine.
Yeah, Kazakus does really well in the jungle. And one of his biggest problems is Lee Sin being able to have all of that early dueling power. So with him being banned out, that's a really safe pick.
But right now on purple side, they actually have a lot more of a selection on picks, because what's probably open is Maokai, definitely a top pick priority for top laners nowadays. Other champions could be Lucian, which is a strong AD right now, especially when you ban the Tristan on the blue side. It was unexpected.
But we do have a Leona and Brand getting locked in as the first two out of purple side, and Brand is a very rare pickup, one you do not see open or taken often, honestly, as well as Leona. You know, she's kind of fallen out of popularity lately with the return of power of like Nami and Braum coming in and Thresh being a thing lately, seeing as how all of those champions are considered to be really good against her. However, the thing is, she is still an incredibly good initiator. So if that, getting my tongue all twisted up. So with Leona coming in, and I'm already having a Brand, that is a lot of like sudden burst initiation that can be coming out. And we do see a Jinx locked out of the blue side, as well as a Yasuo being hovered over, which I do believe will be the lock-in for that, because Yasuo does incredibly well against Brand. That wind wall being or never mind, it's going to be an Orianna instead. All right, ignore me then.
So that's very interesting actually. I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing how this Jinx actually positions out, especially when it's a Leona and a Brand. And purple side is going for a really good AoE comp right now with the Mumu, Brand, and Leona, and an Ezreal.
Now they're just looking to wombo combo this way down, and honestly, looking at the blue side for now, they don't really have anything but squishy champions, especially if that Sona gets locked in. It's going to be squishy on top of no tankiness at all. So a good wombo combo would bring them down with a good quickness. Just lock them up with the Leona ulti, dive in with the Amumu, lock them all down with that, and then throw a Brand on top of that, and an Ezreal on top of that. And man, you got yourself one hell of a wombo combo. Now, the only thing I'm looking for here is what are they going to put in the top lane? What really fits this?
I'm going to have to go with... If it's going to be a top laner, I'm assuming probably going to be a Rumble pick against this comp. Especially against that Jinx.
Rumble might be good, but that would be way too much AP, and they could just build things like, Locket, Banshees, and Spirit Visage, and most of their team would survive, because all of those items fit onto somebody somewhere. So I feel like they've got to bring, there it is, a good Renekton pick, a ton of AD and dueling potential out of him, as well as having the ulti for AoE damage. His Kulvamik does AoE damage, and he himself also brings a good bit of engage as well. So a very all-in, dive-heavy comp from the purple side with that wombo combo going down, and kind of a pick comp coming out of this blue side here. How do you feel this is going to match up against each other?
I'm going to assume it's going to be better suited for blue side, especially in the mid-game. And you can also see that Maokai started with a teleport, while Renekton's going for Ignite. So any of those dragon fight potentials, it's probably going to be favored towards blue side due to their champions. But honestly, purple side has a better pick potential with Leona and a Brand and an Amumu stun.
Yeah, there's a ton of pick out of the purple side, and honestly, I feel like even if they leave Renekton in the top lane, if their other four members don't get shut down, that is still an incredibly strong four-man pick. And with the Ignite on Renekton and his ability to stop a teleport if need be, he could very well just bully Maokai to a point where there's nothing he can do to stop him from getting, to stop Renekton from shoving him down. Now, even if he does get that teleport off, if he's too weak to do anything because he lost lane incredibly hard to a Renekton, then it's fine. Let him teleport. There's nothing he can do at that point.
Yep. I mean, it's probably just going to be down to actually that TP difference, especially in the fights. Whether this Maokai gets it off or not. But in laning phase, I'm going to go with probably purple side and bot lane, and it's going to probably depend on how well this Kha'Zix knows where the Amumu is. Probably find him in the jungle, do the same thing like last game happened, where the jungler found, searched, and practically kept the enemy jungler out of his own jungle.
Yeah, there's a lot of good work that was done by the Kha'Zix in last game, but we are going to see if this one can keep up with that level of play. So I am quite looking forward to seeing what's going to be going down on this match, as we are waiting for the spectator delay to go down. I kind of want to look around at some rune pages and see what's going on here. Let's see. Let's look at Brand's rune pages. What are you running, sir? Rune page 1. 20 scaling ability power in here. That's interesting. Alright, so we got scaling AP blues, AP quints, mana regen, scaling yellows? That's questionable.
That's very uncommon.
And magic resist reds.
Magic resist reds?
Magic resist reds.
That is very uncommon for mid laners to have for a rune page. I would have expected a magic pen, especially if they're going heavy AP with probably the Ezreal Amumu and being the brand himself. Absolutely,
I would have expected something different. And as a matter of fact, he is 2109 into the utility, has 2 points into Summoner's Insight to reduce the cooldown of Summoner spells, and actually he's not going for the Biscuits, but he does have the Runic Affinity. So he won't have the extra sustain of the Culinary Master from that point, but he will have additional time on his blue buffs when he gets them. As well as having Butcher and Feast, generally considered jungling masteries. So he's got a lot of interesting choices on this page, which we're just going to have to see how well it plays out in the game.
And now we're going to be going into it.
Alright. We are finally loading in, so we will be able to see about how this works. I kind of want to see if any early level 1 shenanigans may happen, because with the amount of CC that purple side can bring, I would definitely put any early fights in their favor. But with the Amumu, I'm not sure they're going to be looking to really invade, because if that goes wrong, Amumu could be set irreparably far behind.
Yep, I definitely agree with that. They're probably going to be doing a defensive warding setup against that team, because if a Maokai gets any binding, Jinx can easily just put the Flame Chompers right underneath the snare and then just get a kill with that.
Yeah, but honestly, if Jinx starts snares, I would be amazed, because that is a terrible start for the Jinx, and I would really kind of just give up her lane, at least in the attempt to push for 2. They really would not be able to challenge until at least 3, when she does have her Zap and her Q leveled. So if they could force her to start traps, I would consider that a win for bot lane.
Okay, alright. It all depends on how this game goes so far. We are now loaded into the Rift, and we're going to be seeing blue side already making their move. Apparently the other 3 members are still in their base, though, taking their time.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure why they're just kind of waiting around, but there we go. Now we do see some movement going down, and we do see 4 members out of red side kind of grouped up together. They are definitely looking to either get an invade, maybe steal a buff, maybe just get some vision down. But they are waiting right here in this brush. If anybody steps up, oh wait, nope, never mind. We're just gonna walk right in and like, hi guys, I'm here. Eats a little bit of poke for his trouble, starts walking down towards Jinx. There is a lot of damage there, Amumu. You need to be kind of careful. And he started with his tantrum, which will allow him to clear his jungle just that much faster. So, that's an interesting way for that to come out.
Yeah, you only placed one ward and then just walked out through a different direction, which was kinda insecure, because if the other team members besides Orianna were inside that bottom bush, he probably would have had to blow flash or die.
Oh, without a doubt, if there had been anybody else in that brush, that would be a very dead Amumu right now. So I kind of have to wonder what he was really thinking going down that way, and I'm not particularly sure why. So looking around at item choices, I see everything is pretty much standard, pretty much the same, except for the fact that Leona has started with a real solid ward. So that is going to give her a bit of a vision advantage in the early levels. But my question is, does she have to sustain to keep up with all of the additional pots that Sona brought along that will allow her to just spam those heals out? We're just going to have to see how the poke lays down and pretty much who's eating what in that bot lane. Alright, so, on top of that, we do see that in this bot lane itself, Jinx and Sona are actually do have the minion advantage, so they will be probably getting level 2 sooner, which means that Leona and Ezreal should have to back off in about a minion or two going down. 1, 2, okay, yeah, there should be one more minion to go down, and that's level 2 for the blue side bot lane. Just gonna put a good zap down onto Ezreal. They're eating a lot of poke out of this Sona and out of this Jinx, and honestly, if they can keep their lane shoved down, if they can keep their lane in, you know, a favorable position for blue side in terms of healthiness, then when Leona does hit 3, that all-in threat potential really kind of fades away, kind of doesn't exist anymore, because if she would go in at that point, she would just immediately die. So it's a good thing that they are landing this poke down onto the right targets, so that they don't have to worry about getting jumped on immediately every time they step up.
Yeah, honestly, just the poke potential from bot lane is just going to be able to match up, and a gank comes in from the movement, but the stun actually goes, lands on Orianna though. Probably going to be forcing her to probably back now.
And it's a good quick trade, and honestly, if that bandit toss would have landed, that would be a very dead Orianna, or at the very least a heal blown. But as the situation stands, nothing got blown. She did get to go back, and now she's going to be coming back with a null magic mantle as her first item. Definitely a piece of the Athene's, so, or rather Chalice to start with, and Athene's in later form. So that will help her a lot against this brand, reduce some of that magic damages. Wax the Mist eats 2 tower shots with that trade and throws an Ignite down incredibly early. I'm really not sure why he did that, but as we see, Kosh is coming up into top lane.
I'm pretty sure they have to make him blow his flash or something. Yep, flash is blown. Oh, he's gonna go for a dive, but he's going to go for a suicide kill.
He went for the dive, did not get quite enough damage down to get out earlier, but Renekton, realizing that he was probably going to die, there was nothing he could do about it, did turn around, put a little bit of damage down, and did get a return kill. However, that leaves, in total, Maokai not having anything out of that, and Renekton picking up a kill, so that's just it's really just going to put Maokai at a greater disadvantage in that top lane. So, a good attempt by Kha'Zix to get something rolling for his top laner, who was getting pretty oppressed, but mayhaps not the best result out of all of that.
Yeah, I feel like the Kha'Zix diving for it, especially when Maokai never got anything out of that, probably just put behind the Maokai in his lane, but you know, it's Maokai who's going to scale the Renekton. It's just whether or not he survives the laning phase. And you can see that when he went back, he got parts of Catalyst. It's probably going to be unfavorable, because I'm pretty sure if he got part of that kill goal, he would have been able to get a Catalyst, which was much more favorable on your first back and TP.
Absolutely. The earlier you can get... The earlier you can get that Catalyst, the earlier you can get that Rod of Ages. Which means the earlier you'll hit that point where you're actually a relevant Maokai. The problem with this is, yes, he will outscale Renekton, but only if Renekton cannot bully him and stop him from building the items that he needs, which at the moment, Maokai is out farming him by a good 11 CS lead, so he's really not having that much of a problem. But if Renekton gets too many more kills, with Maokai not getting any of those, we might see a different story in that top lane.
Oh, but you can see right now, looks like Exchange is also coming down, and Slice and Dice is actually down for Renekton, so it's going to be a free kill for the Maokai.
Excellent, we do get Maokai a kill now, so now he has not only the CS advantage, but he's tied up the kills, as well as having 2 deaths worth of extra experience time in that lane. So they knew that, you know, Maokai needed a hand, needed to get something to stop Renekton from bullying all this time, and they are definitely prioritizing getting that Maokai to a super tank point. Which, wait a minute, Renekton built a Hex Drinker first item. That confuses the ever-loving crud out of me, because really, you know, when you're up against a Maokai, yeah, he does deal magic damage, but he doesn't deal a ton of damage, so you should be probably, with a Renekton, building that team up first time.
Wait bot lane onto the move, but he's gonna use his ult. Ooh, they're gonna catch that chase off. Sona's forced to flash.
And Sona... yeah, Sona forced to flash away, had to get out of there. A good gank by Amumu, a good bandage to land it onto the Jinx, as well as dropping that ulti down. Now, okay, so yeah, that's what happened. Ezreal did not get 6 until after that kill went down, so if he had that prior to, that probably would have been a double kill onto both of those.
Oh, it looks like a gank is coming onto mid lane from him. He doesn't get the slow proc. Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh, an ulti is actually being used by the Orion, and a flash is used by the Brand. They may be able to do some damage on this mid turret if they do this properly. But Amumu's there actually on time. And the Renekton's here. They're probably going to be able to catch up on this Oriana if they do this properly.
Wait a minute.
Down on a tower dive. I'm not sure that's the best idea. He's probably going to go pretty low. But, ooh, he may be able to get a kill on this Oriana. But no, Kha'Zix is there right behind him and gets a kill.
Yeah, that was really not a smart idea out of Waxtermist. I'm not particularly sure what he thought he was going to do there. He blew Ignite incredibly early, kept on walking, ate like 4 tower shots before he ever really got a good trade onto Oriana, and then she just blew heal. Kha'Zix came in, threw a little bit of extra damage down, and they did wind up picking up a kill for honestly nothing. So I'm really not sure why he decided to dive that hard, because he saw the rest of his team pulled back and said, nope, we're not going.
Yeah, unfortunately the thing about Renekton right now is that the only reason he wanted to take that dive is he's already behind the top lane. He's not going to be able to bully the Maokai at this point in the game. And him to ever be relevant is probably just roam and try to go for a kill in another lane. And that's what his only option was.
Even still, you could just say, wait a minute, Waxman is getting traded up on here in the top lane. Not much damage going down onto him, though, as a full combo comes out of Maokai. I think the problem with this top lane is that Maokai just has so much natural sustain.
A little bit of the full bot lane. Luna does burn the ulti, and the Jinx uses her flash also. So it's a good trade for bot lane on purple side for now. If they get an engage off also, Sona used her ulti too on the Ezreal. So they'll probably be able to get a kill on this Jinx if they get one more hit.
We're just going to have to see if they can land that. However, both of them, Wild Ginger and Scorpio, are, yeah, Scipio 523, are very low, honestly. They've taken a ton of poke. There's really no reason to be going in except for that Amumu is coming in. The Jinx
great mega
off of Amumu.
And Jinx coming down onto the Brand. He's probably going to get this kill on the Brand. Yep.
Wow. Just well done. Jinx firing that rocket out, trying to hit Leona. As a matter of fact, hit Amumu and cause Leona to get killed by the AoE explosion damage. Wow, a ton of poke coming out of this Sona, just really showing how effective those power chords can be.
Now another game's coming down from the Kha'Zix. Ooh, Slice and Dice actually misses to get away, so he's now forced to flash. They may be able to tower dive this, but Kha'Zix should not be tanking this first.
No, now he's super low, so there should be no dive, because if Renekton jumps on the Kha'Zix instead of on the Maokai, that would be a kill, but he has no rage anymore, so possibly not the best idea. Alright, they are going to back off of that, as they do pick up a tower in the bot lane. That is going to be blue side picking up a 3k total advantage, but wait a minute, Bait coming out here in the top lane.
He does have ulti, and he's going to use the ulti with the flash. They're probably going to be able to pick their kill up. Yep.
Alright, the kill goes back over to the Renekton, which, oh god, I don't know why I can't stop yawning. So, that was a very needed kill for the Renekton, as he was getting pressured exceptionally hard, and you do see the Rod of Ages almost complete onto Maokai. Another 740 gold, and he will have that to get it started stacking. So we should probably see that completed, I'm gonna say, by like the 24-minute mark, completely stacked.
I can see that. If he gets the buy at the 14-minute mark, then yeah, he should be able to.
Let's see, how much gold are you sitting on right now, Malboy? Yeah, he's sitting on 625, 650 actually, so
100 more gold.
Yeah, he's 100 gold down, so as soon as he gets that, which should probably come out of this minion wave here, get that gold, go ahead and back, buy your Rod of Ages to get it stacking as early as possible, and
just join team fights in for Dragon.
Exactly. He does have the gold now, but it looks like he just wants to keep on fighting this, because there's, I guess, no reason for him to go back yet. Oh, wait.
The main problem is also he uses TP, so he's more inclined to stay right now.
Right.
If he saved his teleport and walked back, he probably would have been able to get the Rod of Ages. And the gank's coming again from Kha'Zix on the mid, and the flash burn again from this Brand, from the Orianna ulti. And he actually uses his ulti.
Not particularly sure why he threw that Pyroclasm down. There was no way either of them would have died to it. I guess it's for a little extra harass, but he definitely could have saved that for a potential all-in onto the Orianna to really get something going in his favor.
You can see how Renekton's actually probably trying to become a bully, but you can see that Maokai's sustain is just way too great in this lane at this point now.
Oh, absolutely. A passive, like, incredibly strong auto attack heal every like 5 spells, as well as having that catalyst in there for additional sustain every time he levels up. Maokai is really just not going anywhere at this point in time without a good jungle gank coming to lock him down.
Alright, so what I really want to see from the blue side though is get your bot lane, get Jinx, champion that is actually pretty strong with taking turrets, push down that Brand. Push down that Brand, get the Dragon. They'd be able to take a lot more objectives after that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if Jinx gets any kind of uptime on your tower, it's pretty much all the uptime she's ever going to need for your tower. Once she gets that machine gun proc all stacked up, she's probably going to have about like a... what is she at right now? Hey, go back there. Give me you. Jinx has a 0.7 attack speed.
Oh, it looks like Amumu is actually getting caught out. He forced the ulti, and Jinx is also ulti, and they do take him out. That should be able to signal for blue side to go for a dragon right now.
And that should definitely be a dragon call, but actually the bot lane is still there, so it would be kind of risky, because if Leona lands a good derp derp solar flare, as well as Ezreal throwing across that essence flux, or True Shot Barrage. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, they're definitely gonna go for Dragon. They know that Brand just recalled and he uses Pyro.
Okay, that's a different story. Now they got this. Now it's just gonna be a 4-on-2. There's no possible way Red could take that.
Yo.
And down goes Dragon. Blue team increasing their lead to a 4,000 gold lead by 15 minutes. Not quite as strong as the gold lead we saw in the last game between those two teams, but
it's something
still,
that,
still something that you can't just laugh off.
Ooh, a flash is actually used, and Kha'Zix again at mid lane, and Brand doesn't have flash this time, he's gonna go down.
And Kha'Zix is just placing a ton of pressure on that mid lane, walking around almost every like 2 to 3 minutes, and just jumping in, diving onto Brand, forcing him to disengage, flash out, blow his ulti, do whatever he can to just stay alive, and this time picking up a kill.
What's really interesting is probably the Amumu trying to make any plays. The only plays he probably could make is either mid lane or the bot lane, because at this point, Maokai, he seriously just cannot die, especially when he has Rod now. And bot lane has the Leona stun and the ultimate Solar Flare to lock down either Sona or Jinx, which would work fine, but Kha'Zix is on the bottom and mid-side jungle, so he's going to be able to come counter gank and be able to get a lead there.
Yeah, Kha'Zix is definitely going to be a threat no matter where he's at. Amumu actually looking like he wants to come in onto this mid lane.
Ooh,
Captain Laxos getting a little bit dangerous with that, but he did have the backup, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I'm honestly kind of intrigued by this Kha'Zix's build. He has that Last Whisper pickaxe, long sword,
oh, killed right onto that
explosion in the mid lane. Goodbye, Brand. Now you see me, now you don't. Peace, you're like ashes. Have a nice day. What I was talking about is Kha'Zix's build with that pickaxe, vamp scepter, long sword, null magic.
Ulti is actually being used by Amumu, but heal's actually used, and Amumu flashes away. I don't think he definitely burned that flash.
He burned the heal off of Orianna, so a good burn of summoner spells, but he had to blow his flash in place of it, which I believe heal has a 216-second cooldown as opposed to flash has a 300-second cooldown, so even summoner for summoner, not really a worth trade because they didn't really get anything out of it. I mean, I suppose the heal is down for X amount of time now, so that won't be up if they can make a play in this window, but as far as windows go, the window for blue side is open a tidbit farther than the window for red side.
Yeah, and you can also see, ooh, Sona actually does not make the ulti on time. And wow, the re-engage on the red side takes out the Kha'Zix. A flash in from that, Orianna gets the kill on him. Well done.
Yeah, very well done to pull that back, as we do see a good fight down on the top lane. Renekton having to be forced to blow his ulti. It seems like Maokai doesn't have the mana to continue this trade, but wait a minute. He is turning it around, and Renekton is incredibly low. I'm really not sure why he keeps sticking around and trying to fight.
Oh, he's actually using his Ignite. Ooh,
yeah, he burned his Ignite for really no reason. Like, there was no way he was taking him down. I don't even know why Maokai's backing. Okay, no, he's not. Never mind.
Yeah. But what I really was curious is that Sona flashed and never used the ulti the second she flashed, and then used that after, which was pretty bad mechanical error on Sona's part. Because if she was able to get that ulti off immediately after that flash happened, they would have definitely been able to like get the fast kill with the Kha'Zix jumping in and just jump out. But it took too long for that ulti to go off, and Kha'Zix died for it.
Unfortunately, he did go down, but she did save the ulti to get a kill later, so I guess worth. Not quite something I would try and do, but you know, we shall see how it turns out in the end. So he did wind up turning the pickaxe longsword into a Tiamat early, which I'm not particularly sure that I agree with. I generally try and go for a not a black cleaver, a brutalizer as my early item when I'm playing Kha'Zix. Just try to get a bunch of armor pen and fly in there, hit my cube on somebody to break them
does
down.
get picked up by that. And Amumu does have ulti. He's gonna go in for an ulti. He does get double hit on that. Sona is actually pretty low. Goes down. And ooh, Super Mega Death Rocket does hit on that Amumu. And Kha'Zix is actually going low, but he's gonna get away. And Orianna is actually getting picked out. Then the Jinx comes in and saves her life with that zap.
And the zap did come through for her big time that time. Landed that so that she could get that Orianna could get the distance away from Brand so that he couldn't throw another spell, as well as Kha'Zix turning back around for just a second to fire out those 50% slow Void Spikes, since he does have that evolution. So a decent amount of slow coming out to provide the disengage required. Whoa, wait a minute.
Definitely out of I'm pretty sure she might have DC'd there, because that was definitely a positional error.
Just a tidbit. She did step up a little bit too far, and they dove her for it.
And there's the pause.
Yeah, there is a pause. Not particularly sure why. Somebody explained to me. There's the.
Yeah, there it is. It was definitely
Jinx
a
did
DC.
disconnect. Yeah. Unfortunate timing. So that is going to be a kill over to the red side with an unfortunate timed DC. So they do have the Jinx down. What are they going to pick up off of this? I don't really see them taking mid tower. Their health bars are too low. There's too many people there. And bot tower is not pushed either. So I'm not sure if they can get anything aside from that kill on there.
Dragon, I'm pretty sure they'll be trying. They should go. They
Yeah.
should have a timer also on it because they placed a ward on it. It's coming up in 18 seconds. They should definitely go for a dragon and probably make a rotation on bot lane, because especially with the minion wave that's already pushing, and if they do that, they'd probably be able to catch blue team off guard on that rotation.
Yeah, I don't think they actually do have the exact timer on it, because if I remember correctly, they could not see when the dragon went down itself. They know that it's gone, and the minimap will show them when it gets back there, as well as them having a ward there specifically, but I do not think they have an exact timer, so when it pops up, I don't think they'll know specifically, like, or they won't be able to prepare for it to get up. So, how many of you guys are at Epic in person? 3 of them. Alright, so I do want to look at this Jinx here. She has an Infinity Edge and then bought a BF sword. So I'm kind of confused what she's doing here.
I feel like it's just cockiness from the blue team's Jinx, because I definitely would recommend her going for the static shiv and buying boots, especially against this comp. You do not want to be outpositioned as a Jinx against a heavy stun champion pool.
Yeah, and you gotta kind of wonder what is it going to be building into. I wonder if she's trying to rush like a really early Mercurial Scimitar, or if she's just building that into a Bloodthirster. Either which way, I kind of feel like she should be going, like you said, into boots, into static shiv, into something that'll give her some attack speed, so she's not just like sitting in the back line, just chunking one attack every so many odd seconds. 'Cause you may have an Infinity Edge, but if you're not getting a bunch of attacks out, that's really not going to help you much.
Well, the game is going to be back now. And let's see if they're going to go for the dragon, though.
It's 15 seconds to the dragon. They should be rotating right now if they had the timer for it, which I do not see them doing. Amumu is kind of heading in that direction, though. He's going to be doing his wolves. Ezreal looking like he's going to go back down towards bot lane. And suddenly, pow! There's a dragon back. And honestly, nobody's really in position to take it.
Well, if you look at it, the red side actually has a better ward coverage, I'd say, compared to the blue team.
Absolutely, they definitely have a better ward coverage. It's just nobody's there.
Yep. But now my issue is here. Here's the issue. The Maokai is gonna have TP for this fight. Is the Renekton gonna be able to stun him? Because I'm pretty sure the fight may happen when Maokai's under the turret. So Renekton's gonna have to risk probably maybe even close to dying to this Maokai under the turret.
Well, the thing about that is he could do this very safely But nope, he is going to go ahead and go back just in case. So Renekton will not be able to stop him from teleporting in, because he is back in base buying items. Just picked up a Sunfire case essentially. So if he decides to teleport into this, Renekton would not be able to stop him as of the moment, though nobody's really pulling a trigger yet.
I think blue side should definitely start making towards a trigger, because right now they already lost the blue turret at top lane, so all that has to happen is just the Maokai coming in with a TP. I'd say they should get definitely deeper, if possible, deeper rewards on blue side so they could get a flank with the Maokai TP.
A good flank would be, wait a minute, wow, Tinder going into the mid lane. Alright, just a little bit of gung-ho there. Took a little bit too much damage and decided not to follow up on that. Ginger here is actually really low, so I'm not sure how much she can provide to a team fight should one break out right now. When you look at the health on that Maokai. Oh, absolutely. Their front line is absolutely indultable with that Maokai there now. And Rod of Age's Sunfire Cape picked up. He's got 3,000 life, a ton of armor, and 20% damage mitigation. As a matter of fact, rank 2 of that ulti. So he is going to be definitely a force to contend with. His brand chunks and ulti
by the brand, and they're gonna go for the kill. They definitely get a double kill from that Super Mega Death Drop kit.
Double kill goes out. I really don't understand why he went out.
Yeah, none of his teammates were even nearby to help him, and he was definitely not a So blue team just taking that advantage with an Orianna ulti, then the Sona crescendo.
So it was a good shockwave in the crescendo combo, followed up by that Super Mega Death Rocket to pick up 2 kills and essentially 4 assists. So really well done, as well as picking up that dragon on the backside. Red side did once again not have any vision of the area, so they can assume that it went down now, but they will not have a timer on it again. Unfortunate for them, and honestly, this is kind of the problem with heavy engage AoE comps, is that if you fall behind, you really can't engage anymore, because it's kind of a bad idea for you. If they get a good flank off from, say, like, say they're, in the mid lane, all 5, and Amumu gets to the back line to get a 5-man ulti, that would be an incredible time to go. Brand everybody just lay down the AoE and just watch health bars melt. But
that's
as far
the
as
only time they could actually have this fight now, especially with the gold lead. It's 7,000 for blue team.
Yeah, but as far as I was saying, like going straight through the front door, not gonna happen. You cannot engage past that Maokai right now.
No, and engage is gonna be started up with that Renekton, but you know, this Maokai has a Sunfire, so he's not gonna go down.
No. There's no way Renekton can handle him on his own right now. He's only got a Mercurial Scimitar and a Spectre's Cowl, both very interesting early items. I feel like he is very afraid of magic damage when Maokai really doesn't do too much damage to begin with, so I don't think he needed to rush those items specifically. He could have probably been much better off with, say, a Ravenous Hydra and a Sunfire Cape right now. Do see them definitely diving into this tower here.
Ooh, Liana actually tries to pull in, but he takes her and Renekton goes down, and probably Ozzy's gonna jump in and get that kill. Ooh, great shockwave from the Orianna. Picks up the kill on Liana. And I'm pretty sure this Maokai does get, ooh, no, a pick up kill from the Sona. And they're probably gonna get this top turret and mid inhibitor turret.
Supports securing kills all day. It's a beautiful thing. So that is going to be 2 towers and 3 kills out of the top lane, and it looks like they're going to get this inhibitor turret if she can get a wave up there soon, because I don't believe anybody's really in a position to stop her as she rotates around instead to pick up this top lane inhibitor. It might be 3 towers in the top lane. Yeah,
well
3 towers and 3 kills out of just top lane. Really good capitalization on that play, and honestly, really good capitalization on Red Team's misplay. They were definitely out of position, definitely were not grouped the way they needed to be, and Blue Side made them pay for it.
Yep. Yep. I mean, the unfortunate thing was that purple side was definitely not in position. So because 2 of their members are bot lane, the best they were supposed to do was probably just get that inner turret at bot and just back off.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this did not go at all the way they wanted it to. They wound up losing a ton for only a small gain, and now they have that top door completely wide open. They can go back in there anytime they want to and force a fight at that inhibitor, and if they win, that's
a flash bird from the Amumu.
Yeah, Amumu having to get himself out of there as Maokai did come around the side. Kha'Zix laying down some poke fire. But like I was saying, if they can win a fight for that red inhibitor and get enough kills, they could possibly end off just a push in top lane.
Yeah, they could definitely just go straight up to up to top turret and just go get that inhibitor. I don't think red team can definitely even make a fight.
Not at all. If they just keep Jinx towards the backside and just use Orianna for shielding. Just walk up to that mid inhibitor and just let Maokai and Jinx.
Whoa! Does not want to go in any further though.
Alright, that was just like a scare tactic bandage toss. By the way, I can still do this, guys. And it did for a moment, picked them up a little bit of time, but now they have rotated up to this top.
Moon was actually into the backline. He does get the ulti, and the Sona actually goes down first. Then the Kha'Zix. Now the Maokai is right now inside the whole team, but the Jinx Super Mega Death Rocket actually kicks out 3 of them, almost. No. Just probably gonna go down now.
And there it is. You see the power of AoE teamfight comp. They got the positioning that they finally needed. Got Amumu towards that middle of the pack. Got a good Curse of the Sad Mummy down, and just threw all of the AoE they could right on top of them. Pretty much just melted the health bars of blue side. And if they can get another couple of fights like that, they can easily swing this game back in their favor.
Yep. What was really uncommon or unfavorable for blue side was they didn't actually try to back away from the move. They just let them into the whole team.
There's not much you can say to an Amumu who wants to get into your team. I mean, the best you can do is hope somebody dodges, but when he's throwing a single bandage into a group of 5, he's gonna hit somebody and get pulled right on in. So a good place for Amumu to aim that bandage, and really just a good overall engage for the team itself. So well played. They got that good fight down. So
well, now the next thing is gonna be the priority on Dragon.
Yeah, it's up in 7.65 seconds. And red team are probably about to figure that out with...
Yep, they definitely do know. The wards are definitely getting taken out. So if they make this fight happen... Whoa. Ooh, Ezra. Yeah, Ezra's going to stay here. If they make any pick right now on this Sona, especially with Maokai having speed top lane, even though he does have TP, if they make a pick right here, they could definitely get something better.
And they're going to go ahead and pull that dragon out of the TP. Does come down from top lane.
Oh, a 4-man shockwave and a 2-man crescendo. And this is actually going very grim for the red side. They do not even get this chance right now. And Orianna's hiding ability against this. Ooh, Super Mega Death Rocket actually misses. And Renekton gets the kill on this Jinx, but he does go down.
So all in all, a 2-4-3 for the blue side, and that was not a good thing for them. They did get the dragon, so, small achievement there, but now they're going to go right up. The blue team is going to go straight up to that top inhibitor, and I don't think Brand and Ezreal can really hold that off for very long, though they do only have to worry about Maokai, Orianna, and Kassadin. Not necessarily the fastest building pushers that you've ever seen. So they are just going to go ahead and back, yeah.
What their next target objective should be right now is probably getting vision control on Baron. Take out all the vision and then go and try to sneak it. Because they have pretty strong damage output with the Jinx onto that and Kha'Zix on that isolation damage on Baron. So if red team doesn't make any good vision control or warding, ooh, a dive in from the Kha'Zix. He does get hit by Bandage Shot. He's probably going to go down. The ulti does get used by True Shot Barrage, and he's just running and he gets hit by that Bandage Shot.
He was trying to go in, got a little bit too used to being able to just dive in and blow somebody up. Not this time, sir. You need your isolation damages, Kha'Zix, in order to assassinate somebody. And unfortunately, Ezreal did have a ton of minions around.
You get a hook on. Only a one-man ulti and a three-man crescendo, and the super mega death rocket does take out the lead on. Right now, Jinx is doing 3 damage onto this team, and now Amumu is going to go down. Renekton is definitely not going to be able to stay in the fight any longer. Now this Jinx is completely dominating this game. Gets another kill, a triple kill. She may be able to get it on the quadrant. No, Zap doesn't hit. So now they're just going to go for the inhib on top.
Yeah, they're going for that inhibitor. There's nothing Ezreal can do to really stop it at this point. And there we go. That is going to be the top inhibitor going down. The respawns should be back up in time to stop anything else from going down, as they do not have any minion waves pressed in. So, all in all, that really could have gone worse. Thankfully, blue side did not have the wave control in their favor, so I guess you can stem the bleeding with that. And now they're going straight over to this Baron, which they might be able to get.
They definitely can do this. Yeah. They have a Jinx.
They can do it? I just wonder, can red side make it there in time to contest it?
No.
No, not a chance. Yay, Leona ulti, you got 2 of them. Good job. Not particularly.
Now with this setup, they're just going to be able to push down mid or even get the bottom in a turret and just push out, get the inhibitor, then push out again on mid, because now they have Baron buff. Honestly, the only way Red Team can hatch the Jinx out. This Jinx is doing probably more than half of the damage of the team. Maybe the Shockwave is doing some damage, but most of the damage is definitely coming from this Jinx.
Who really hasn't built like a standard AD carry, at least not one you would see towards, you know, the LCS and such. Did go pretty much straight damage, only now picking up some attack speed, which could be a Zeal,
static shift.
A Zeal, could be a static shift, could be a Phantom Dancer. So we'll just have to see what she picks up with that. I kind of want to say she'll go Phantom Dancer because that's higher single target damage overall, but at the same time,
Kha'Zix jumps in. He definitely doesn't want to be there if he gets caught out again.
Did not know the blue buff was gone already. He was like, look, I'm gonna steal the hi players, how's it going? You don't see the bug, I'm just gonna walk down, it's okay. So what can red side do here to just come back in this game? I feel like they just need to
pick off. They have to pick off.
Yeah, they gotta get a good pick for a incredible engage from Amumu, and Renekton really needs to not be split pushing top lane for that to happen.
Yeah, Renekton doesn't even have TP. This blue team with Baron, they can definitely just paint the turret and take it.
And Maokai is an absolute tanky monster, as we do see. He has Rod of Ages, Sunfire, and Locket of the Iron Solari on him. That dude has like 4,000 life right now. Okay, 3885, alright? I'm 125 off, sue me. Alright, so he is an incredible...
Oh, and Gage goes down onto Ezreal. He definitely goes down pretty quick. The crescendo goes down, and the Super Mega Death Rocket does get the kill onto Leona. Right now, Brand is running for their life, but Renekton is actually back to Gage top lane, but Maokai gets the kill on Amumu.
Too little, too late to keep back. That's going to be another inhibitor tower going down, another inhibitor going down. As they're not done.
Renekton's actually going pretty low. He's probably going to go down. Yep, he goes down, and that's 4 for nothing. That's probably going to be game now.
Oh, that is absolutely game. There is no way Bran can stop this from going down. Except for if they just try to dive him on the towers. Jinx gets a little bit of that disrespect going down. Ooh. Bran forces her to flash away, so disrespect goes down. 27 to 15, 37 minutes into the game. Blue side picks up the win.
Yep, for Zeta.